Good morning, guys. Welcome back to GodZone at home. Oh, did anyone make any mud pies? Really? Oh, I would love to see them if you did. Do send me any photos or any videos of anything you've been doing this week that you'd like the other GodZone children to see. Okay, Barry, over to you. Hi, everybody. Okay, so this week my big Barry's Bible verse shout out goes to Adam and Toby. Woo, 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 woo. Hi, guys. So your verse comes from the book of Joshua. It's Joshua chapter 2, verse 11, and it is, "For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below." So listen out for that verse, you two, and everyone else too. Okay, thanks, Barry. So this week we're looking at Rahab. Does anyone know how you spell Rahab? So I'll give you a clue. It starts with an R. Now, what do you think the next letter is? Rahab. Yes, brilliant. A. Okay, and what's the next letter? H. That's right. So that's the hard one. Rahab. And then it's got two more letters. Good. A. Well done. And then last letter, B. Brilliant. Rahab. So that's how you spell Rahab. Okay, so let's do a bit of a history recap. So do you remember that the Israelites, who were God's chosen people, they were a new nation, and God freed them from slavery in Egypt. So Moses led them out of Egypt through the Red Sea. God parted the waters, and then they wandered around in kind of a desert wilderness for about 40 years. And God gave them lots and lots of rules about how he wanted his people to live. And then Moses died, and the new leader was called Joshua. And it was Joshua's job to lead the Israelites into the promised land, which was a land called Canaan. Okay, so what Joshua did, the first thing he did was send out 2 spies to go into the land to see what it was like, and actually to check out the city of Jericho, because Jericho was the first city that the Israelites would get to when they crossed into Canaan through the River Jordan. They had to go through the River Jordan, and God parted those waters as well. And then the first city they'd get to would be Jericho. So Joshua sent the 2 spies to have a look, and that is when we meet Rahab. Okay, so we're going to tell the story of Rahab. So would you like to dress up with me as we do the story? So if you'd like to be Rahab, you just need a scarf, and you just need to put it on your head like this. There we go. And if you'd like to be a spy, you just need to get some sunglasses. So if you put on your sunglasses like this. So I'm going to be Rahab, and Barry's going to be a spy. Let's get Barry. There we go. All right, let's start the story. So Joshua secretly sent 2 spies. He said, "Go, look over the land, especially Jericho." So they went, and they entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab, and they stayed there. But then the king found out. Hide, hide.
Where are those men?
Oh, some men did come. I didn't know where they came from. But then they left.
They're spies, you know.
Oh, didn't know. Oh, they left at dusk. I don't know where they went, but I think they went that way.
She says they went that way.
So I went to speak to the spies. I know that the Lord has given this land to you, and that a great fear of you has fallen on us, so that all who live in this country are melting in fear. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea. When we heard of it, our hearts sank and our courage failed because of you. For the Lord, your God, is God in heaven above and on earth below. Now then, please, please, swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to me and my family. Please give me a sign that you will spare our lives." "All right, our lives for your lives," the men said. "If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us the land." And so Rahab let them out of the window of her house, for her house was part of the city wall, and she told them where to go. "Go, hide in the hills for 3 days, and then you will be safe to get back to the Israelites." "Thank you." Well, do you know what happened then? So soon after that, the Israelites crossed the River Jordan and they got to Jericho. And God told them, march around the city for 6 days. So every day they marched around the city, and everyone in the city was shaking in fear. They didn't know what was going to happen. And then God said, on the 7th day, march around the city 7 times, and then blow your trumpets and give a big shout, and the walls of Jericho will come crumbling down. And that's what happened. So God made the walls of Jericho come crumbling down. The Israelites charged in, they took the city, and they defeated everybody. I think you might remember that story, because I know you did that at GodZone a few months ago. Wow, that was the story of Rahab. So there's a few options for our activity this week. So you could either you could draw a picture of the walls of Jericho. So this is how Henry did it. So you could draw Jericho, or you could make Rahab out of leaves. So this is one that we did. So what you have to do is pick some leaves, maybe off a hedge, or if you go for a walk, you could find a hedge, or maybe you could pick leaves of dandelions, and then you have to come home, break them into little pieces, and then you put glue on some paper, and then you stick the leaves on in the shape. And so that's what our lady leaf Rahab picture looks like. So you could do that. Or the other thing you could do is play hide and seek, just like the spies had to hide. So you could play hide and seek. And we actually played hide and seek with cars. So this is how you play that. Okay, Henry's counting, and this car's going to hide.
Is he hide the digger? No, not hide there. Is he under the dumpster? No, not there. Is he? No. And under the sofa? No. Where was he? I know. Where to look? No.
Henry, I'll give you a clue.
Found it!
Well done. So, what was the most important thing we should know about Rahab? Yes. So I forgot to mention at the end of that last bit that Rahab and her family were the only people who weren't killed, and they were saved by the Israelites, and they were taken out the city to safety. Okay, so I think there's 3 important things, Barry. So the first thing is Rahab had faith in God, even though she wasn't from kind of a people that knew about God, but she had faith in God, and she showed that she had faith by her actions. So she hid the spies, and she gave them good advice of where to stay so they'd be safe. And so she showed her faith by her actions. And then the second thing was that Rahab had done lots of bad stuff, stuff that God didn't really approve of in her life. But even though she'd done bad stuff, she was still saved. And that is like us. So even though we've done bad stuff that God doesn't agree with, we are saved. And we call that grace. So grace means that we don't deserve it. It's like a gift. So the fact that we're completely forgiven, we don't deserve it. It's like a present to us from God. And that is what we call grace. So Rahab was kind of saved by grace as well. And then the third thing, which is pretty cool, is that Rahab is in Jesus's family, like one of the descendants of Jesus's human dad, Joseph. So Rahab is like his great granny. So that's quite exciting. And if you go to Matthew chapter 1, you'll see Rahab's name in the list of Jesus's descendants. Okay, so let's say our prayer. So do you remember how we're going through the Lord's Prayer? So should we say it together? Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. So we'll stop there, because we're going to look at that line today. So should we look at it again? Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Okay, so that's like remembering that Jesus died for us and has forgiven us for all the bad stuff we've done wrong. And so because of that, we should forgive other people for all the bad things that they do to us. Although that is actually really hard. But we can ask for God's help to do that as well. Okay, let's say a prayer. Dear God, we thank you so much for the example of Rahab, that she believed in you and that she helped the spies. And God, thank you that she was saved, even though she did so many bad things in her life. And God, thank you that just like Rahab, we too are saved, even though we've done lots of bad things, that you have completely forgiven us and that we just need to believe in Jesus. And God, we just pray for your help that we can forgive other people who do bad stuff to us. Amen. Okay, guys, let's finish with our song. So we've got 2 songs this week. So the first one is called You Alone Can Rescue. So I'm just going to read you these lyrics. Who, O Lord, could save themselves? Their own sin could heal. Our shame was deeper than the sea. Your grace was deeper still. You alone can rescue. You alone can save. You alone can lift us from the grave. You came down to find us, led us out to death, led us out of death. To you alone belongs the highest praise. So that's the first song. And the second song is Joshua Fought the Battle of Jericho. So Henry really liked this song, and it has got, this video link has got some good pictures of Jericho in it as well. Okay, guys, it's been so nice to spend this time with you, and I'll see you again next week. Okay, bye.